Yeah, man, the people check in. You don't know your boy colors and we out here without fear. I represent for Minister Slingshot. I want you to check out the YouTube channel. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. You know why? Everybody, run, come look here, no need for no wagwan. Hey, me see some little man a bad up themselves, but me laugh cause I got a Maidan again. Everybody, run, come look here, no need for no wagwan. One Colors Me TV.
Respect. Right. Hi, good morning. All right, thanks for having me here. You guys can hear me clearly? Yeah. Okay. So I'm privileged, to be here and for the welcome that I have received so far. Thank you so much for just having me and making me feel so welcomed. I would have told Ovestra that I was kind of struggling with knowing what to say. Struggling with knowing what to say because I believe we all have a story. And personally, I'm not so talkative. I've been kind of making the rounds recently, both on radio and television, but I am really reserved. I don't speak much for those who know me. You guys know I really don't. So I was kind of struggling, but, God has reminded me that He gave me this story to share. And so I should not keep it to myself, although that part of me wants to, just stay sheltered and introverted. He hasn't been carrying me through this process for me to just keep it to myself. It's to inspire someone. And so I'm here to tell my story. All right? So I was born a twin. We were born 1 month early, right? And for most twins, usually one twin fares better, because it's duplicate. So in terms of nourishment from mommy, they kind of compete in a way for it, right? So you'll find that one twin weighs more than the other, and one twin is better than the other. So when I was born, I had to be admitted, although my sister was fine. I had to be admitted. I had to stay in the incubator for a couple of days. But, I was discharged as a healthy baby. But while I was growing up, my mother noticed that I wasn't seeing so well. So she realized that I would put my head down close to anything that I'm looking at in order to see what I'm doing. So she had my eyes checked out when I was about 3 years old, and I realized at the time that the lens in the back of my eyes were dislocated. So they had to do a surgery, right, to have them removed because they weren't helping me. So they had to remove it in order to give me glasses that would assist, right? So a little more to the story, which I haven't told the newspapers and the television, is that they also found out at the time that I have a condition known as Marfan syndrome. So that condition, it affects the connective tissues of your body. It affects each person differently. So now you won't find two persons with Marfan syndrome that are exactly the same and who are affected the same. I don't know if anybody in this room has Marfan syndrome. Anybody has heard that condition? You've heard of it. So it's not rare, but I think a lot of persons go undiagnosed. So for me, although it can affect a lot of body systems, your eyes, it can affect your heart, it can affect your lungs, it can affect your spine. For me, it affected mainly my eyes, especially the back of my eyes, which the retina. It really affected my retina. So it caused my retina to be very weak. And when your retina is weak, it tends to tear very easily. So in high school, in third form in high school, I had the first experience where for my right eye, the retina tore. And I actually didn't realize it was happening because, interesting enough, I grew up not realizing that I did not use my right eye any at all. I had what they call a lazy eye. So it's like your brain just neglect the one eye completely. So you just go through life using one eye and don't even realize that you're using one eye. Anybody else ever heard of a lazy eye or had that experience? Yes. Okay. For me, I didn't even realize I wasn't using the eye at all. So that tear in the retina went unnoticed. Karen? Oh. Okay. So that tear in my right eye went unnoticed for about 2 weeks until it was getting worse. And then I noticed that something was coming down in my vision, like this black, they call it a curtain coming down in a vision. And so I said it to Mobby, and she brought me to the ophthalmologist, and they had to do an emergency surgery. So at that time, in third form, because I didn't use that eye, it didn't really affect me much because I'm not used to using it. So I didn't feel like I lost anything at the time. So it wasn't until I had the experience with my good eye that I really felt depressed. I felt that loss, and that happened in 2020, and that was during the internship period after I'd finished my medical degree. So I would have entered medical school back in 2014. I had finished in 2019, and you can imagine just 1 year later, my good eye, quote unquote good eye, got affected. So it was at that time now that I think I really went into depression, because for the first time I realized that I could go completely blind. So it really took a toll on me at the time, but thankfully surgery was able to help, and that stabilized my vision for about 2 years, and then it happened again in 2022, and that has led me to today, because at that time now, the surgery, although it had helped, the optic nerve at the back of my eye was so bad because of the glaucoma that had complicated the surgery. Having done the surgery, it was really uncontrolled. There was no eye drop that they could use that would bring it down to a level. So it really damaged that optic nerve at the back of my left eye. And so I'm legally blind today, because I can only see light, bright light, and moving shadows from my right eye. All right, so that's my journey through. Right, that's my story. But so when I lost my sight in 2022, I had just finished the internship period, right? Because after 2020, when I lost the sight there, I had to go back. And although it's a 2-year program, because of that setback, it ended in 2022. So after that, now, I'm a full-fledged doctor and everything, and I had to, I'm now faced with this new reality. So a part of me a big part of me really felt like this was it. And I was wondering, why would God have taken me through medical school? Because I had no issues in medical school, Had taken me through medical school, and then now, I'm home and I can't do anything. At the time, I felt like it was over, because I didn't know anything about the Jamaica Society for the Blind. I would have seen the persons who are blind on the street, but you never really give it much thought until you're in the position. So I really didn't believe that there could be life after that. But I'm here to tell you that there is, and I know that you guys know that there is, because you wouldn't have been here right now if you didn't know. So I'm just really so humbled that you're here today. You're not just home, sitting down, worrying, wondering why me. Because, I went through that phase, and I know a lot of us went through that. You don't even want to venture out of your house because you don't want anybody to see you in this new reality. Because it does take some time to accept it. I so, as churchgoers, sometimes I think the church as well kind of prevents you from accepting it. I know that may rub some persons, but I think the church kind of, you know what I mean? Because, of course, we believe that Jesus can heal, definitely. I have that faith. I can wake up. In 5 minutes' time, my eyes can be opened. I have that faith, but you have to learn to accept the reality for you to move forward. Yes, so maybe the church needs a little bit more education on that. I don't know what can be done, but there was almost a whole year where my church members sometimes they wouldn't let it go, like they just kept you. They don't even want to see me walking with a cane. I could even say I am blind. Like there was no way for you to be able to accept what was happening to you, so that you could just move forward and learn how to cope. But yes, I thank God for two of my church sisters who had introduced me to Jamaica Society for the Blind, and they took me there. They had me registered, and I really thank God for them, because maybe if they didn't step out, because I know my family, my family, hold on. they love me so much, but they don't want me to go on the road. They don't want me to be walking with a cane. They were so protective that, yes, and I didn't want to hurt them, because I know they were struggling even when I started coping better with it and I accepted it. They just couldn't. And because you don't want to hurt them, sometimes you just leave it. But those church sisters, they really pushed me, and so I got the strength. Because, going through this, you need support. You really need support as well. You can't do it on your own at all. So to have somebody in your corner to say, yeah, man, go for it, learn all you can learn, it's so helpful. So, I went to the Jamaica Society for the Blind, met Mrs. Wallace, and she had trained me to use the white cane. I jumped in the computer program and the Braille program, and yes, and the phone. When I went to society and saw Damien just running through the phone, like, I was like, wow, like, it was like a whole new world. And yes, it was a whole new world method, and you just want to learn so much more. You want to, and I don't think we give ourselves much credit. We know so much. And I look at it and I'm saying, I've been a part of the medical field. I went through training, school, and a lot of doctors don't know anything about even the white cane. Trust me, even when my colleagues call me and they will say, oh, you move around, but me can't call you because you're not going to know if you use the phone. I'm like, I have to be telling them, and we definitely need to include that in our medical program. It don't look good. It don't look good for you to go. I went back to Spanish Town Hospital the other day, and the way they were leading me, or even the admin block, you can tell they have no clue on how to treat a person who is blind. So definitely more education is needed, and we should be the ones to educate. So everybody I meet, show them, if they're holding you and dragging you, just show them, no, we were taught to, put your hand on your shoulder or hold the elbow. We have to be the driving force with that. So, yes, so, no, oh gosh, no, not at all. Yeah, I hate that part completely. Even this morning I experienced, sometimes persons don't speak to you directly, they'll speak to the person that you're with. Yes. I hate it so much. I was with my father, and a lady came in the car, and she's asking him about me, and I'm there. So my father thankfully said, you can ask her, and so she talked to me. Yeah, so I don't know what caused that. Who is sighted in here? Pastor Morgan, why you guys do that? I never understand. I'm wondering if the.
Allow her to finish and then we ask.
Oh.
Okay?
I just want to pitch in something here.
Okay.
She's talking about.
Allow her to finish.
Okay. Well, I also think some of them think that we can't hear though, because I was walking down from the society the other day and two guys were passing. One of them say, "Hi, miss." And the other one say, "She can't get hear you." I mean, I laughed. So I don't know. I guess there are different reasons, but I guess we have to have a bit more compassion for sighted persons. So then, when they do that, because sometimes it does anger me a bit. So, yes, I think you can take questions now. So I'm here.
You know, last night, the same driver that brought you down, Robert,
Yes.
he kept some water for me down by Port Excaville. I want to reach the house, you know, and him carry the buckle, it's 4 buckle, and I run in to take up a buckle. No, you can't.
That's the other thing.
I say, Robert, I'm eye something wrong with it on my foot, you know?
Yes.
And on my shoulder.
Yes.
And no.
Yeah.
The son comes up and throw the buckle on my shoulder and brrr, put the cane and go around to the side of the house. It's like him, I say, wow. And by the time he move, I kick me back. And him start, him saying, can't carry no more of the water, so I have to carry all of them. Go up. And I never have a problem because it was my eye something wrong with, not my hands, nor my feet. So, and as you mentioned earlier on that there's a church that I went to. It's when I got there, there's this particular brethren. Him have a, me's an alpha male. And him, I put him hand around me and I hug me up and I put him hand against my bottom. Yeah? But no, you see, him just don't understand how to deal with a blind person. Him pity me and me say, I'm mad for say, brethren, what you do? Don't do this to me, man. I'm mad for say it to him, but I don't want to embarrass him.
Yeah.
But me take time, I bring it around. Every time him touch me, I take him and I put my hand on his shoulder. And I try to show him, say, this is the way of the thing go. Don't hug me up. Don't put your 2 hands on my shoulder and walk behind me like say. My body nervous when I do that, brother. I don't like it. I don't want to slam him because I don't want him to stop, help me. Yeah. That is it. Yeah. But him just have pity me and just have this little baby thing for me. Or you can't move, like him want to lift me up.
But Mr. King, you need to tell him.
No, but I don't want to rush him.
No, tell him in love that you're okay. Just be beside you. You don't have to touch you.
No, man.
If you have a need, you will call to him.
So, but as Shania say, them just don't know how to deal with a blind person.
Your friend here, you have to tell him.
No, man. I try to, you know, but I just don't want to rush him. Yeah. Next.
Sometimes I take it wrong for you when you're correcting.
Okay, is there another question? Thank you, Brother King.
Other than that, I watched you on that program. And I want to say there are many visually impaired persons here right now. And if you could see them work, they are independent. So as it has been said, education is the key. When you watch Mr. King move out, you would know it if you don't. Sometimes he goes without the cane, so you wouldn't know that he is visually impaired because he acts so independently, and that is very important.
I don't have a question, but I have a commendation. I am very, 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 very proud to say I'm your friend because the way you represent yourself, you're confident, you're beautiful, and you're very talented, and you don't let anything hold you down. When I hear you speaking, I'm like, wow, she could have been one of the Miss Jamaica contestants. Wow. And Shania, I am very, very proud of you.
Thank you, Sean.